All right, welcome back to HQ, folks. St. Patrick's Day and Chicago River once again glowing green.
What do you think is more fun, Chicago St. Patty's Day or Boston St. Patty's Day?
You know, I haven't experienced either, so I know what you're going to say, though.
Southie knows how to throw a party.
But we have to have the Chicago representation in, and Tim Doyle is the perfect guy to join us for that. Quick thing before we get to all the games. We don't have a lot of time, Tim. Chicago St. Patty's Day is what?
Starts early, ends early, which I don't mind as I'm getting older, Tommy. You get an early start, you get to bed a little bit earlier.
Best you believe that.
I am down with the start early, end early. All right, we got to get rolling on these games because we are going to cover every game in the first round. So, Tim, get ready to talk a lot. We're going to roll through these. We're going to start off with Creighton and Louisville. So, this matchup, what do you like in it? Let's just get the ball rolling here.
I think if this game wasn't in Kentucky, I think I would more than likely pick Creighton. This game is in Kentucky. This is crazy to me. First of all, Louisville got hosed on its seed. But what a matchup. This is going to be the first game of the day, and they're going to have their home crowd there. I like Louisville here, lay the points in this spot. Creighton's been up and down. Remember, they don't have Pops Isaacs. What a great job Pat Kelsey has done. This was a Louisville team, organization, whatever you want to call it, program. That was an embarrassment. They're back, and they beat Creighton.
Let's get to High Point, Purdue. Boilermakers haven't been playing great basketball, but they're laying 8.5.
Yeah, I'm picking Purdue to win this game. Now, you know, I have them advancing. I get it. You lay 8.5. Anything could happen late. High Point, congratulations to them. High Point has a steakhouse on its campus. I mean, talk about bougie. Yeah, it's like very, very bougie. And if my daughter wants to go there, I'm totally fine with that. I'm going to lay the points here with Purdue. I don't really trust them as a Final Four team, but Braden Smith's outstanding.
High Point also had a great celebration on our selection show yesterday on CBS.
Did they?
Oh, it was awesome. They were fired up for that one. Okay, next up we have Montana going up against Wisconsin. Montana, your Big Sky champs. What do you think?
You know, Montana played some good teams in non-conference, and they just got the doors blown off, okay? And I expect that in this. You know, this is a big number for Wisconsin. I'll tell you this right now. If they shoot the way they shot against Michigan in the Big Ten Conference Championship game, they may be in for an absolute dogfight, but I'm going to lay the points here at Wisconsin.
I found the Grizzlies. You just put everybody on Tanjay. Don't let them beat you. Maybe Blackwell, too. All right, SIU, Edwardsville, and Houston. 28.5 point spread, Tim Doyle.
Yeah, this is what happens. You just go like this and you say SIUE, SIUE, SIUE. I feel like that's like if a police officer pulls you over and they like say the alphabet backwards. I can't even say it backwards when I'm sober. I say it backwards. I don't know it. SIUE. Great story here. First bid for Division I. Brian Baroni, his dad was a legendary college coach. They got a really good player, Rayshawn Taylor. I think Houston wins this game by 22, so give me the dog here.
EUIS. That's it backwards. I got you, Tim.
Wow.
Don't worry, we got you covered.
Smart Jenny Dell.
Oh, so smart, so fast. All right, next up we got McNeese and Clemson. For those who don't know, McNeese, they were the Southland champs. I feel like there's some teams out here that where are they from? Where do they play? Go on, Tim.
They played 20 conference games in the Southland. 19-1. I like McNeese in this game plus the points. I actually like them on the money line as well. Clemson's had a great second half of the season. The hammer is out. Yes, it is. Wow. I got my own little hammer graphic there. McNeese's got veterans. They also have a great coach in Will Wade. So they check a lot of boxes. They have experience. In the non-conference, they took Alabama down to the wire. They took Mississippi State down to the wire. And like I said, this is just too many points. I think this spread should be like 3, 2.5. Clemson deserves to be favored, but I'm picking a very popular 12-5 upset here.
Yep, Will Wade facing, he was an alum of Clemson, by the way, so Will Wade doing some good things with the Cowboys. All right, VCU, BYU, Tim. They say in boxing, styles make fights. This one could be heavyweight potential.
Yeah, this is another alphabet game, right? It's like UCV and UYB. I like VCU in this game. I know Adam Finkelstein was just out here pumping them. You know what they have? They have their top 3 returning starters came back from last year. They have the A10 Player of the Year. They have a coach in Ryan Odom that's already won a big game when UMBC knocked off Virginia. I like VCU here, and I actually like VCU to win multiple games in this dance.
Next up, we got Georgia going up against the Zags. The Gonzaga has not been an underdog all season long. They're not won again, still favored in this one. What do you think?
I think you're paying a premium for the name here, Jenny. I think with all the transferring and teams kind of changing, I think you see Gonzaga and you're like, oh, they're going to the Sweet 16. I think this game should be like 2.5, 3. I'll take Georgia here. They obviously won some big games in the SEC, but this is more about picking against Gonzaga. Which Gonzaga team are you going to get? You're going to get the team that lost to St. Mary's twice, or the team that turned it on and beat them in the WCC final? They're just a hard team to trust. Can't lay points. Give me the dog.
All right, Wofford in Tennessee, a 15-2. Do you want to lay it? Do you grab it? What's the take here?
Yeah, Wofford's like the fake school that you go to when you were trying to get out of a conversation. We all had names as well. All right, my alias, Jenny, was always Frank Strawberry. Jenny, did you have an alias when you didn't want to tell someone?
I did, but I'm not even going to tell you it.
Oh, wow, that's really, really dark. Okay, give me Tennessee in the spot, lay the points. They've had games this year, Tennessee, where they score like 44 points, and you're like, what are they doing out there? But this is a squad that made the SEC championship game. Their offense can be inconsistent at times. You lay 18.5, anything could happen. They're not losing this game, so I'll lay the points.
Our next game is two of the top coaches to ever coach the sport. We got Arkansas and Kansas. What are your thoughts on this one, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas, they were #1 in the country, Jenny, to start the season and for the first month. And now, like, I don't know. What are you going to get from them? Should they be favored here? Probably. 5.5 is nuts in my eyes. Now, Boogie Fland is Arkansas's star freshman. He's coming back. You think that would be a good thing, right? In the SEC games that Boogie Fland played, this is how many Arkansas won. 0. But this is a game that goes right down to the wire. I think the points are the difference. Give me Arkansas.
All right, Yale and Texas A&M in a 7.5-point spread. James Jones, what a fantastic job he's done there. You taking the Nerds in this one, Tim?
And I'll say this. Yes, I'll take the Nerds. I'll take it one step further. They're going to win this game, and this will be the last year an Ivy League school wins a game in the tournament with the current NIL environment. Ooh. Now, what I like about Yale is they have 2 senior guards that are both pros in my eyes. NBA, close, John Polikinas and Mbang. And then they have another big guy down low, Nate Townsend. Let's not forget, they lost their best player. Danny Wolf left Yale. They beat Auburn last year. They're not scared of they're not scared. I don't think Yale guys, they're not scared of this moment. Give me Yale here, plus the points, and Yale on the money line.
All right, next up, we have Drake, Missouri. We were just talking about Cinderella stories. Do you like Drake to make a little Cinderella run?
I don't like Drake. I love the Drake.
Okay.
I need the Drake. I adore the Drake, okay? The Drake, that's right. The hammer is out here. Give me Drake plus the points, and give me Drake on the money line. They have a coach that came over from Division II, Ben McCollum, that right now, guys, can get any job he wants. What did he do when he took the job at Drake? He took his 2 best players with him, and he has a guy who's going to be the best player on the floor. That's right. A Division II player from last year's team is going to be the best player on the floor. Learn his name because he's going to take over the tournament. His name is Bennett Sturtz. He's a 6'5" point guard. And Jenny, you know this. Tommy, you know this too now that you have a baby. I got a babysitter to go into Chicago to watch Drake play because I needed to watch them with my own eyes. I only watched a half. And then my wife and I went out. We got martinis stuffed with blue cheese olives, always dirty. But I watched them for a half, and I said, oh, that is a very dangerous NCAA team. They're in the tournament, and Missouri's in for a doozy here.
Yeah, Drake, one of 6 teams, I think, with 30 wins in Division I, and great tips from Tim Doyle on date night there. Yes, do that. Always getting dirty. Utah State, UCLA with a 4.5-point spread.
I like UCLA on the money line, and the only reason I like them in this game is because Mick Cronin is such an amazing coach that if this was actually the second game of the weekend, I would like Utah State. But the fact that he has all week to prepare, I like UCLA here on the money line. I'm not going to lay points at UCLA because they've been so erratic with the traveling and so on. But I saw them up close and personal at Northwestern. I was like, well, wow, that was an impressive win on the road. It was senior night for Northwestern. Give me UCLA on the money line.
We got Rick Pitino and St. John's going up against Omaha. Not an easy matchup for them out there. What do you think?
You know, I saw Omaha. I called their Summit League championship game, and I thought they could put kind of a scare into it, too. This is the wrong 2 to put a scare into. So I'm going to take over this game. I think St. John's could score 100. I'm not kidding. And I know St. John's is challenged offensively. Omaha wants to play extremely fast. They got a great story. Their head coach, Chris Crutchfield, played football and basketball. He's built this program up. It's awesome that St. John's is in the tournament. And by the way, I actually think their road as a 2, because they would see, let's just say they see Arkansas, maybe Texas Tech. Their road as a 2 is easier than Florida's road as a 1. Florida's going to have to see UConn, Maryland. Like, they have tougher games in front of them. So give me over this spot.
All right, let's go to UC San Diego and Michigan. Interestingly enough, Michigan wins the conference tournament title, but they're still a 5 seed. Makes you wonder the seeding whole thing. As for the game, Tim, 3.5 of what the Dusty May-led team is laying.
Yeah, I love the seeding talk. Like, I feel like, you ever see when Homer Simpson goes in the bush? You ever see that gif? I feel like that's what happens with Jerry Palm. Like, when the season ends, he just, like, disappears, just, like, out of the shot. Like, he just, like, winds out of there. I like UC San Diego here. This is all about matchup. Michigan's 2 best players are very tall, okay? So now what's going to happen is UC San Diego is going to play 5 out on the perimeter. Now, if they shoot 6 of 35 from 3, they're going to get their doors blown off. But if they make 12 threes, 13 threes, if Michigan is scrambling with Vlad Golden and Danny Wolf, they're going to be in trouble in this game. I think UC San Diego not only covers, UC San Diego wins. This is a bad draw for Michigan.
Bad draw. We're looking at the CAA champions next in UNC Wilmington going up against Texas Tech, Tim.
Yeah, UNC Wilmington beat Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware. It's from Wayne's World. To win the Coastal, the CAA, whatever you want to call that conference. I think they're going to get their doors blown off here. Texas Tech's coach is a defensive coach, but he's got some great offensive players led by JT Toppin. I think they win this game by 20. Lay the points here with the Red Raiders.
Back here on CBS Sports HQ, Tommy Trier and Jenny Dell, Tim Doyle. We just talked about all the Thursday games. Going to hit the Friday games now.
13 and 7 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go. Baylor, Mississippi State. Tim, your thoughts?
Yeah, coin flip game. I like Baylor. They have the best player on the floor. That's VJ Edgecombe. He's going to end up being a top 5 pick. Baylor's NIL budget was $6 million. I think that buys them at least 1 win here.
All right, Robert Morris in Alabama, 22.5-point spread.
I think Alabama can score 106 points here, so give me over here. We know one thing about Alabama. They can score. They've scored multiple games at 100 points over this mark.
All right, we're rolling on Lipscomb and Iowa State, a 13.5-point spread there.
I like Iowa State, but what I didn't like was they went Manti Te'o's girlfriend. They said Keyshawn Gilbert was healthy, and then all of a sudden, Keyshawn Gilbert's not healthy. So they ended up getting a 3 seed. I thought Iowa State catfished the NCAA, but I guess that's not catfishing. They just flat out didn't tell them that the guy wasn't healthy. So I'm going to lay the points here. Go Cyclones.
So we got a couple of conference champs, 12v5. We all love our 12v5s, Tim.
Always
but Colorado State laying the 2.5 against Memphis.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like it's giving you the creepy voice? Like, come on, just take Colorado State, right? Like, they've won 10 straight. I get why they're favorite, but I don't think anybody watches Memphis because they're in, like, that obscure American conference, and, like, there's not a lot of fanfare. Colorado State's been great. Their coach is going to get a head coaching job, Nico Medved. But I've actually watched Memphis. They got some dogs. They got a great backcourt. They have the best player in the game in P.J. Haggerty. Him and Nate Clifford. I like Memphis here.
All right, Vanderbilt and St. Mary's.
I was just at St. Mary's. I think Tommy and I were texting during that game.
Oh,
They're
that's so sweet.
I don't think, you know what's weird when Tommy texts me after 10 is sometimes my wife goes, who's that texting you? I go, Tommy from CBS?
Sure.
She goes, really? What's Tommy from Sports? What's he wearing? I go, a blue blazer. Give me St. Mary's in this game on the money line. I love Mitchell Saxon down low. Augustus Marshallonis, not Augustus. Augustus is a big-time guard who's WCC Player of the Year. I'm not laying 4.5 because they're challenged to score. So give me St. Mary's on the money line.
All right.
Wait, do you wear suits to bed after 10 p.m.? Are you texting wearing a suit jacket?
Sometimes if I fall asleep or watching late night CBS Sports Network games, it's happened before. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Grand Canyon, GCU, and Maryland. You've got tournament legend Bryce Drew on one side and the Crab 5 on the other here. So 11.5-point spread, Timmy.
Man, I love Maryland. I think they got hosed with their draw because they're going to see Memphis. They're going to see Florida. I think they win this game by double digits. I love Derek Queen. I actually love everything about Maryland. I think they could be a kind of a sexy Final Four pick, so give me them in this spot.
Florida, 28.5-point favorites over Norfolk State. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, and I have Florida winning it all, by the way.
Okay.
The biggest thing I like about them is they're 100% healthy. You know, they have 3 guards that are all veterans that all started at different places, and then they have an NBA top 10 guy in Alex Condon. So I think they can win this game by 40. I think they can win this game by 30. Just a matter of how much they want to win it by. This, in my eyes, is the best team in college basketball as of this show.
That path will not be easy, though. How about Troy and Kentucky with UK laying 10 and a hook?
Yeah, I'm drinking the Kentucky Kool-Aid. They had 6 guys averaging double figures at one point. Their X factor is going to be Lamont Butler. If he's going to be out on the floor, he's such a great floor general. Remember, he made that shot for San Diego State a couple of years ago. I think Mark Pope's team is super fun to watch. I think they win this game. 10.5 is kind of aggressive, but you can only bet them or you can't bet the game.
5 games, 3 minutes left. Tim Doyle, we got New Mexico versus Marquette.
Yeah, Marquette was hot and they're cold. They went Katy Perry on me. I like New Mexico here. Donovan Dent's an electrifying guard. They got Nelly Jr. Joseph down low. I like New Mexico here on the money line. I like them plus the points.
Which A program, Akron or Arizona first round?
Oh, the A's.
I think this game should be like 7. I cannot believe this is 13.5. Arizona, they're like, if they have the good filter on, they look skinny, they look athletic. If they have the bad filter on, they look overweight, out of shape. Like, you don't know where you're going to get there. Give me Akron plus the points. John Gross is an amazing MAC-level coach. I think his team puts a huge scare into Arizona.
All right, we got Oklahoma and UConn, an 8-9 matchup here. What do you think?
Yeah, Oklahoma got off to a great start. Not so much in conference. I don't know. You pick against UConn this time of year, you're kind of asking for it. I'll take UConn on the money line. I think they just figure out a way to win.
2 more to go. Bryant and Sparty, what do we like?
It's so funny. I have Michigan State going to the Final Four. I think they have an amazing path. I have Michigan State here minus the points. They're going to win this game. Bryant, they can score. They won all their conference tournament games by double digits. So I think this game could be one of those games that Bryant leads early and Michigan State imposes its will late in the game. I have Michigan State going far, so I'm going to pick them here.
All right, another 12-5 matchup here. Liberty going up against Oregon.
Yeah, Liberty played a fantastic non-conference season. Oregon's been super up and down. You don't know what you're going to get for them. I like Liberty here plus the points. I actually have Liberty winning this game. I have Liberty Akron in the next round, which Duke fans are just going to be thrilled about because they're going to get the winner in that game. There's so many teams. Oregon's one of them. They fall into like the Illinois category. Like, you don't know what you're going to get. We're going to get good Ducks. We're going to get quack, quack, quack. Or we're going to get bad Ducks. I don't know which Ducks are going to show up. You're going to give me Liberty in the points?
What's a bad Duck sound like? Tim, bad duck?
I don't know. I'm not
That's like his quack after a couple martinis, it sounds like. All right, Tim Doyle, we're out of time. We got it all done, my friend. Great job.
That was awesome. That was really awesome.
Was out a couple of times at the very least with us here today. Appreciate you, Timmy.
Thank you, Tim. All right, it's bracket time. Get your brackets in now on CBS Sports. You can play in a pool with friends, join our men's and women's challenges, your chance to win a new SUV, a trip to the 2026 Final Four. Get the CBS Sports app or visit cbssports.com/brackets to play now.